Hi guys, this is Danny. Because I am computer challenged, I can't do a recording, so I decided to make a video instead. I was tagged in an accent challenge. My nickname is Danny. My username is Slečna Stemno or Slečna Stemno, and I'm from the Czech Republic. Uh, English is not my first language, not even my second language, so my pronunciation might be a little bit weird. I will be making a transcript so you all understand what I'm saying. First of all, I should pronounce all these words I've written here. I should know that I know how these words should probably be pronounced, especially since a lot of them are French or similar to French, but I usually read them as I would read them in Czech, therefore as they are written. So don't be surprised by my pronunciation. First, Laurent, it should be probably said Lauren or something like I said Laurent. Oranges, Akielos, Nikaise, Aquitar, Kingdom, Histillon, Barbarian Enemy, Prince, Matt, Bere, Damianos, Sword, Giant Animal, Blood, Control, Nicandros, Auguste, Power, Uncle Boyker, Orland, Tent, Arle, Slave, Porter, Kings, Soldier, Tuar, Kolar, and Caps. When did you write this series? I don't know for sure when did I discover Detective Prince. It was probably a year ago or so, maybe more. I don't have an exact date, but it was definitely more than a year ago. How did I find out about it? Well, one beautiful day I was looking at my dash on Tumblr and then I saw very interesting quote. How do you even say that word? And it was about some person who's talking with some other person about the fact that their uncle is a pedophile. And I was like, what is that thing? It looks interesting. I'm So I sent a message to the person I was following. And I was like, hey, that looks interesting. Where is it from? That god is an asshole. And she sent me back, oh my god, you have to read it. It's totally the best thing in the world. Like, oh my god. She wrote the message in all caps. I still have it. And I was like, it does sound interesting. It's got captive and the description, it will be perfect slave fic. So I started to read and I was like, it's not a slave fic. Oh my god, I'm doomed. And there you have it. So I should read a passage from the book. Since I have my ebook reader here, I decided to read a passage from King's Rising. And it's the scene where Damen and Laurent are kissing and Palas games into the chamber because it's so hilarious. I love it. So my apologies, example. I came to seek your orders for the morning. We are busy currently. Have a servant prepare the beds and bring us food at mid-morning. Lion spoke like an administrator glancing up from his desk. Yes, exalted. Palas turned blindly and made for the door. What is it? Laurent looked at the woman who had detached himself and was sitting with a sheet pulled up to where he had got it to cover himself. And then, with a burgeoning delight, what he said, are you shy? In accuracy, John, said Damen, in front of other people. Not even the king? Especially not the king, said Damen, from whom the king still partly not his father. But how does the court know if the royal marriage has been consummated? The king knows! Whether or not it has been consummated. Horrified. Lawrence stared at him. Devon was surprised when Lawrence dropped his head, and even more surprised when Lawrence's shoulders started shaking. Around your honor and you wrestled without any clothes on. That is farce, said Tom. He folded his arms, thinking that better chance lacked in a sense of dignity. Even as Lawrence sitting up and pressing the delighted kiss to his lips, having slightly more. Later, the King of Van really consummated his marriage in front of his court? Not in front of court, said Lawrence, as it is very unspeakably foolish. In front of the council. Guyon is on the council, said Damon. Da-da-da. So I just love this scene because it's hilarious and it shows the cultural differences between the two countries. The whole book is perfect. Okay, so favorite quote. My favorite quote is hard to choose. I love all these books, so like I have so many quotes to choose from. My favorite quote is probably kingdom or this, because it's short, easy to remember, and because it's really describes the feeling of the book, the choice that Daman and Lawrence has to make, that they have to choose their kingdoms or their personal feelings. And I'm really happy for how Packard has handled it in the end. So, my favorite scene is even harder to choose. As I said, I love all of them. Oh my god. Oh, I probably love the scene where, like, afterward they had sex, and then they are just lying in the bed, and they are cuddling together, and they are looking at each other, and they are so happy, and oh my god, I love those scenes. There are more than, like, one of them is in book 2, and then, and again in the book 3, and also, since it's fresh in my mind, I love the scene of the auction where Daman catches the spear because Daman, oh my god! Oh, never mind. My favorite character is Daman. I know that most of people prefer Rowan, but I actually feel closer to Daman. Mostly, well, I think I'm more like him. I'm a very emotional person. I have problems with containing my emotions sometimes, and I put a lot of trust in other people, and I have been burned because of it sometimes. So I certainly know how it feels, and I just love these types of characters that are emotional and open and caring and decent and everything. Not that Laura is perfect, and I love majority of characters in Captivate, except for it, of course. But oh my god. One headcanon. How to say, because most of my headcanons I had were about what is going to happen in the book 3, and now they became headcanon and they didn't become canon, so I'm like, one. Let me think. Wait a minute, I will have to think. Okay, so my favorite headcanon, before the third book came out, my favorite headcanon was, or prediction, was the one that was made by Domechika on Tumblr. She thought that Yukaste could, probably did what she did because she wanted to save Damon. And I really loved that idea, and I was so happy to see that it was actually true. So it's canon now! Yay! And as for headcanon that isn't actually canon, I have a headcanon that Nicandros is a little bit in love with him alone, but he never acted upon his feelings because he felt there was too much divide between them, and probably he also thought that Daman didn't have his feelings. So he made peace with it and moved on. He still cares about Damon a lot, but not probably he's not in love with him as much as before. So that's one of my headcanons. And I wonder if the third bonus story Packet is writing will be about Nicandros or we will see. Choose one alternate universe. Wow. There are so many alternate universes to choose from. I will probably be a little, I will choose my own alternate universe, which I have to write someday, but I'm lazy as fuck. Okay, so I really love the modern chef hour where both Damon and Laurent are chefs and they hate each other because they have so different way of cooking, and then they end up in one cooking show, and then they have to work together, and then they fall in love, and it's perfect. And as for our, as in what could have possibly happened if things had happened in a different way, I really like the how that August didn't die and he became the king, and Laurent and then got married. You know, I just want everything to be alive. Uh, the scene that destroyed you most. Again, hard to choose because there are so many scenes that I was like, oh my god, kill me now. It was probably the reveal scene. Not that I was surprised by the reveal itself, but because I knew that Lauren knows. So I was less surprised but when Lauren tried to pretend that he didn't enjoy the lovemaking in the second book, I was really thrown and I was like, oh my god, Lauren, why are you doing this? My feels. Also, of course, the ending scene, the trial with Reagan, because I was honestly worried that Packard would kill them both. Like, I knew that would be a happy ending, but I honestly thought she would both the Kingsmead and then the trial where they were standing in front of the court and council and trying to make them see the truth. Wow, it's really. Would I give life for Lauren? Hard to say. Like, I don't know him personally. I would have to be in the universe and probably depend on the situation. I like him very much, but I don't think Lauren would want me to do it. So I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Would you like to live in Echios there or once? Why? Well, this is a hard choice. I wouldn't love. I don't want to live in Echios because as much as the country is interesting, the celebrating really bugs me. The same thing in where it seems to be so sexist and the court is just horrible. I would love to live in the country where Damon and Laurent are rulers and Slytherin is gone and Kurt is a regal and everything is okay. So I would love to live there. That would be my perfect place. But before the country happens, I would probably live in Last because warrior woman. Eh, like, who doesn't want to be a part of Amazon tribe? I would. And one word to describe the series. Perfect? Heartbreaking? Wow. That's probably all. That was 3 words, but you can pick one. And why I'm talking? Well, you don't have to do this. I understand that not everyone wants to record their voice or do a video like me. But if you want to, I would be delighted. I'm taking Hidden Book, my husband wife, so she can share her feels. I'm taking the River Dream Shore, you know why? And I'm tagging Ted Curtis as well because she is the one who dragged me into his hell, so she deserves it. That's all. See ya, folks.